Today's video is going to be a little bit controversial, and usually I don't like to get into controversy. It's not because I'm a good person or anything. I just don't really give a shit usually, but today I do give a shit. I give two shits even, and that's why I'm talking about this lady who posted this video that says men are the problem with the gaming community.
She wouldn't last 10 minutes in a COD lobby is not, nor has it ever been, a valid excuse for men to act like pieces of human garbage in gaming. I shouldn't have to play a game where all I say is hi and the whole game is thrown and I'm in hell for the next 40 minutes because men are being emotional about it.
So the topic of today's conversation class is women in gaming, and more specifically how women are treated unfairly in games by men. And I do agree that that definitely does happen to a certain extent. It's not obviously every man that doesn't. It's a small minority of men, but it is a big problem. Because some dudes will definitely act like rabid dogs when they hear a woman speak in the game and absolutely ruin that gaming experience for the woman that they're harassing over voice chat.
That is not normal, and that's not how the old COD days were, because I promise you, as a man, you have never had somebody throw on the basis of your gender. That doesn't happen. You can say it happens. You're lying. I'm sorry. I don't know why that's such a common thing in the comments of my videos. You guys want to be oppressed so bad that you'll look at a man calling me telling me he's going to tell me to get back in the kitchen and say it's not a woman thing and say that that happens to you too. It doesn't.
People will say insane, heinous, war criminal shit over the microphone because of anonymity, stuff they would never say in the real world, but that doesn't excuse it and mean it's okay, but it does happen. Men do get harassed, if you want to call it that, in a similar way that women do by people on voice chat. I'm not saying it's to the same extent, but you can't say that women are the only people getting shit talked in video games. Back when I used to play Black Ops 2 on my Xbox 360, I had grown men screaming slurs at me that I still have no idea what they mean to this very day, just because I was a squeaker.
There's a reason that historically, male-dominated spaces are known for being toxic and unsafe. That goes for gaming, that goes for sports. Any male-dominated space is a bad one. That's not me being sexist. That is me saying there is an inherent issue with the way that you guys have your locker room talk.
No, that definitely sounds like you're being a little bit sexist, saying that all male-dominated things are bad. Basically saying that men are bad. She's taking what is the small minority of men who act like that on video games and then applying it to the broad spectrum of every man, which is a horrible thing to do. Creating a prejudice towards a whole group of people because of the way that one person from that certain group interacted with you is a very brainwashed and delusional way to think. It just creates an issue that was never there. And then you could also make the argument and just say, if you don't want to encounter these issues in male-dominated spaces, just stay out of the space. You know, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen and maybe go to the laundry room.
I don't know how you could possibly find it fun to make other people feel unsafe. No woman is asking men to make gaming a safe space with sunshine and rainbows and everything, but could you please be normal?
This is where I think she just doesn't understand how the gaming community works, and she's trying to change it into something that it's just not, and it's never going to be. Gaming, there's been banter and shit talk in gaming since its conception. It's just something that happens. For the better or for the worse, it's there. That's why they have a mute button, so you can mute people who take it too far and make you uncomfortable or make you feel unsafe. You can mute them and still continue to play the game. But instead, it seems like she left them unmuted just so she could have an issue with something and make a video ranting, playing the victim, when there's no victim card to be played here.
Not care if you feel targeted by me saying men, or if you feel attacked by me saying men, you are part of the problem. If you feel attacked by that, you're part of the problem. If you say just mute them, you're part of the problem. If you sit there and let them say that to me and you don't intervene, you are part of the problem.
That's just something I completely disagree with. If you're trying to give her reasonable, rational, answers, solutions to this problem, how does that make you part of the problem? Like, what do you want me to do? Track down the person's IP, go to their home, and then slap them on the wrist or give them a little smack to the face and say, bad boy, don't be shit-talking women like that on video games, mister, or I'll tell your mother next time.
But if you are not one of the men doing this, it is entirely on you to help stop the men who are. If you don't understand that and you don't understand power imbalances and gender hierarchy, it's not my place to teach you. I'm not your mother. I'm not your teacher. Close the game for 5 minutes and educate yourself. But stop making this a bad experience for everybody else who's just trying to play the game.
So she says there's a solution, but refuses to elaborate on how you could solve this and how you could actually put a stop to people talking like this. because you can't. You can't educate yourself and learn how to stop other men from talking like this. If you try to stand up for someone in a game that's getting shit talked, it's just going to make the shit talk even worse. The best way to shut down someone who is shit talking you and acting like just a scumbag is to mute them, because if you don't interact, they have no more fuel for their fire, and then it'll die out. She doesn't understand that people that act like that on video games, they want you to get mad and want you to make videos like this because it makes them feel like they've succeeded in their shit talking, and it's going to make them do even more in the future because they know they got through to you and they got under your skin. The best retaliation for a shit talker is to not have a reaction and to not care, because then you just... what can they do? If you just don't let it get to you, then it's like them trying to use a fire type Pokemon on a water type Pokemon. They're going to realize it's very ineffective and they're going to flee the battle because it's a losing fight. It's something they're not going to win. So why would they be there? Why would they still do it? But anyways, after that came out, some clips of her came out showing that she's kind of a terrible person.
No, it's over, Ina. It's over. Like, if I were to have a boy, we better pray to God that he's gay. We better start indoctrinating him day one. We have to either make him trans or make him gay. We are not having a cisgender straight son.
So it turns out she's one of the kill all men type of women, which is just fucking crazy. And saying something like this, even as a joke, which obviously it doesn't seem like a joke unless she has like drier humor than the fucking Sahara Desert. That's damn near criminal. That should be criminal to say shit like that. To force your kid to be a certain way to fit your own warped ideology is fucking crazy. Like, she needs to be put in a straitjacket for that kind of thinking. Like, gender identity and all that is something that someone needs to figure out for themselves, not something they need to have force fed to them by their parents. That is insane. And then she posted this follow-up here where someone sent DMs, because obviously it's going to make people act even worse. They're getting attention for doing this kind of stuff. She said, I said men should stop threatening to rape women, and now I have hundreds of replies and DMs that look like this. Y'all are really passionate about raping women, huh? And obviously they're just doing it for the attention, because you're going to respond to it. That's why they're doing it, and why they're going to continue to do it is because you're giving them the attention that they're seeking from acting like this. Because she's going to keep thinking she's the victim, and then people are going to keep acting in a way that makes her think she's the victim. It's shitty on both sides. But that's all the spicy takes I'll be spitting out in this one. Other than that, I'll catch you in the next one.